Yo, what's up everybody? So today I went to the Spider-Man pre-release, and in this video at the end we make a Spider-Man commander deck. So this was actually my first pre-release, so I had no idea what to expect. But basically they give you this pre-release box, and then inside the box they have a bunch of blind packs. So as you can see here, I'm setting up, and I showed up like 5-10 minutes late, so people had already started. But first thing I did was organize all the cards into colors, because you have to make a deck and then you fight with the deck, and it's like a tournament. It's like a blind draft tournament. So they gave us about an hour to make a deck. So the first thing I did was organize by color, and then I decided what colors I was going to use. I decided to go for blue and red, but I also put in some black cards, and specifically because I liked this card, Green Goblin Revenant. So I was mainly trying to abuse this mechanic, or just use this mechanic called Mayhem, which means whenever you discard a card, you can cast a card from your graveyard if it has Mayhem. So there was this one card called Spider Islanders, and you can cast it for its Mayhem cost for 2, which is way cheaper. So like the whole point of my deck was to draw and discard as fast as possible, and then cast something cheaper for its Mayhem cost. So I'm going through my deck pretty quick. Now I'm pretty proud of this deck because I went 3-0. The first one I think was the easiest, but the first one was funny because it was the person I was sitting right next to in the pre-release, and I was talking to them. So I had to kill my buddy. And then the second game was kind of hard. I think the second game was the one I thought I was going to lose, because there was this one card, Wraith Vicious Vigilante, that couldn't be blocked, and it had double strike, and in standard you only have 20 health. So I was kind of getting wrecked by that card, but then I blew it up with like a shock or something, and then I was able to take those games. So I barely won those games. The third game was against this guy who was running like this black blue, and he said that he was interesting because he said he was waiting for the Spider-Man release since like Final Fantasy, and he only started playing Magic when he heard of the Spider-Man release because he loves Spider-Man so much. And then I had to beat him 3-0. So I went 3-0 that day, and they gave me 5 extra packs. So I opened those packs, and I made a commander deck from all of the Spider-Man cards I got. So here's that commander deck. So I went to this tournament, won the tournament 3-0. They gave me 5 extra packs for winning. And then I took apart all the other Spider-Man I had already gotten from the other packs and the 5 extra packs. I opened it, and then I made a deck with that. And that's a Cosmic Spider-Man deck. Here it is. So right here I've got my Dragon deck, my In Spirit deck, which is just a spaceship, and I've got one of my favorite cards, Elshnorn, Mother of Machines, and Tarkir Dragonstorm. This is like the first set I started playing. That's not true. I've been playing Magic for a long time, but I just started playing again. Like last year. I was playing in like elementary, and I remember my 5th grade teacher, my 5th grade after school teacher taught me how to play. So when you first start, you draw 7, and then you decide if you want to keep this hand. I'll keep this hand. So I'll go first, playing against myself. So I got freaking SpongeBob, which is cool. So I can actually show you some of the cool parts of this deck. And I have Pineapple. So I'm gonna play Command Tower, tap for Radioactive Spider, and what this does, you can pay 2, sacrifice this creature, search your library for a Spider Hero card. So I'll pass, draw, and I'll play this thing. You know, I'll pay 2 to sacrifice Radioactive Spider and look for Miles Morales. So Miles Morales will go to my hand, and I will pass my turn, draw. Okay, so I'll play this thing, and then actually I'll pay 1 life, and for Legacy Hero, for Spider-Girl Legacy Hero, because of this thing. And since I'm playing by myself, you know, I think Joda would get blown up the second he entered, but I'll summon Joda and I'll pass my turn and I'll move to turn 7. So on turn 6, no, on turn 5 I cast Joda, and then we move to turn 6. And on turn 6, I'll cast my commander, and then I'll cascade. I'll get a symbiote Spider-Man, and then I can swing for 2, 5, 2. But with Joda, they each get +4. So this is 6, 9, 6. So that's 21 damage, and I'll gain 21 just by swinging with the 3 Spider-Man. And then we'll move to my next turn. I'll play this tapped. I'll pay 2 for Miles Morales. When he comes in, I'll put counters on 2 creatures. So I'll put a 1/1 counter on Spider-Man and a 1/1 counter on Cosmic Spider-Man. And then I'll pay 2 for Spider-Bot, and I'll pay for Sticky Fingers on Cosmic Spider-Man, which gives him menace. I'll swing again. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 10, 17, 24. I think that's 34. I might be doing my math wrong. So I would potentially gain 34 life. All right, next turn. So you see how this deck plays now? So then I'll pay 2 for Spider-Man 2099. I don't think there's actually something I can cascade him for, so I'm not gonna do that. Actually, I won't. I drew him. I'm going to pay 6. Yeah, I'm gonna pay 6. All right, so moving to the next turn, I'm gonna pay 6 to transform Miles Morales into Ultimate Spider-Man. My full art here. I got a full art. That's the only full art I got, and it's probably the best Spider-Man too, because when it attacks, it doubles the numbers of counters on each spider, or whenever you attack. It doesn't even have to be it. So let's say I attack again, and these get swapped up to 2. I mean, it's pretty much nothing left to do. I can summon Spider-Man 2099, and I can pay 6 to put 3 1/1 counters on Ultimate Spider-Man, and then I'll attack. And let's just see how big this attack is at the very end of the game. This is the last attack I'm gonna do. But first of all, so he's gonna get 3 counters, and then he'll move up to 6. He'll move up to 4 over here. So let's start with just Symbiote Spider-Man. So Joda the Unifier is gonna give all of these 1 for each legendary. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So plus 6, this is 12. This is not legendary, so this is only 2. So now we have 14, 12, what did I say? Plus 6. So this is 15. This is 16. 60. So with this field, I'm doing 60 damage in one hit, and I'm gaining 60 life back. So I think it's really the lifelink that makes this deck just nuts. Absolutely nuts. But there's the Spider-Man deck right there. Hope you enjoyed my journey on crafting a Spider-Man deck. It was a lot of fun to figure all this out. Alright, thanks for watching the video. See you guys in the next one.